soon as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the clock. Wednesday, 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. She dropping knowledge on hitting this free for the play. Tap it right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every A. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. Know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the community's personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I am your host, Coco. Joining me is the forever problematic, quickly became one of my favorites, but we love him dearly. Q, aka Semantic, the iconoclast.
Yep, that's correct.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Before I introduce the other people, I'm going to say something to you publicly. Thank you.
For what?
So, you know how, like, you don't know people, and then, like, we've had conversation. You've been a good ear, a good listener, and I just appreciate our conversation.
That's
what
I do. That's what I do. Like I was trying to do, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to be peacemaker. But you know, it is what it is. So, you know, carry forward. You feel me?
No, but I just wanted to publicly thank you, though.
Thank you. I mean, it's no big, it's small thing. Small thing.
And also joining me is the lovely, the beautiful, one of the most creative artists, bracelet maker, apron maker, pillow maker, jacket maker, all the makers.
Well, thank you.
Look at and of course, everybody's favorite.
No, Jew.
Mayor, our number one supporter, one of the best activists, community people ever that I've ever met. Paul.
Yo, Paul, let me ask you, man. You running for office?
Nah.
Why not?
Yep.
Because they wouldn't let me in there. I'm an ex-offender, a real ex-offender. They wouldn't even want me up in there.
Well, they got an ex-offender. They got an ex-offender as president. So
yeah, that's in Washington. We talking about right here in North Carolina.
Shit,
and I'm in a red state. I'm in a red state.
Yeah.
And these people up here, they don't know how they want to vote, but I know they will not vote for a black man, no matter what the hell going on.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep pushing their buttons and hopefully they'll go ahead and make moves like they need to.
Exactly.
If you ever need somebody campaign, I got your back.
Indeed.
Right. I appreciate that, y'all.
Indeed.
You should, because you're a voice for many. I be listening.
Shit, you the real voice of the voiceless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You would win. You're relatable. I mean, because everybody know you. You for the people. You for bettering the community. You like the person that people need. So I think you will win.
I'm just too straightforward. I'm uncut, and people don't like that. Not when I get there right to sit in the city council's face and tell them that they ain't shit for shitting on people. They don't like that. So that's where I'm at with that. So I just keep doing that. And somebody, we're gonna get somebody up in there that's gonna get them out of there.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we got a lot to cover today. So we're gonna get into the mental health check-in. I guess I'll go first. I'm a little tired, but I had a great week. I've been productive. Something I will say that I'm learning is even through like hard days, crazy days, I still like push through, but the reward comes when everything kind of comes together. No matter what it is, it could be anything, but it'll end up coming together. But there's something that makes the highlight, whether it be me talking to like my grandkids, me seeing somebody, me talking to one of y'all, laughing and joking, but it'll all full circle and it all just come together. And then there's something great that happens like in each day that I try to pivot to. So I'm gonna say my mental health is great.
Mine's cool. Life be life. They pulling us back out in the office full time.
For real?
Yeah, I mean, I still got a job, so I don't give a damn. They ain't
Right.
firing us, you feel me? If it wasn't for COVID, half of us wouldn't be working from home.
True.
So I
True.
ain't complaining. I mean, they pulling us back in. So
Yeah.
whatever. I'm watching everybody complain. I'm hoping to get out of this their universe. Um, maybe a new job. Because a lot of people, you know, don't agree with this. I hope maybe I get a new job, higher pay, something, for not complaining about going back to work.
Right.
Hey, yeah, that's mine.
My mental health is good. Good.
Y'all get on my nerves.
No, hold on. I mean, everybody's in a good space. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a
Yeah,
good space.
that's good.
I'm in a good space. You know what I'm saying? Still working, still hustling, still trying to put everything back together. It's gonna take a while, but you know what I'm saying. I'm in it for the long haul, not for the for the short call. You know what I mean? Um, it's tiresome because it's monotony, and I don't do well with monotony. But that's something I got to deal with. I got to deal with monotonous moments, and I'm one of the people I got to keep moving. I don't like I don't like being sedentary. I got to keep moving, and that's the part that I have. I guess that's the part that they say that God tells you to sit down and be still. That's something I got to learn. Sit down and be still, and everything's gonna flow to you. Because I've been waking up every morning, getting on YouTube, listen to my this program dealing with stoicism,
Hmm.
and it's teaching you how I think it's one of the topics tonight on because it plays into accountability. So
Mhm.
I won't go any deeper, but I'm gonna bring that up when we get into the topics.
Please do. Speaking of getting into the topics, thank you, Q, for the intro and leeway. Boom. So one thing that I wanted to get back to, I think we kind of got away from a little bit, was um previously we would have at least one topic of something that everybody encounters during life. Now this particular topic it's come up a lot, whether it was and now my conversations at work, meetings that I've had, personal conversations, general conversations, and I'm been seeing it a lot on like different shows. I watch a bunch of shows and all that stuff, and they always talk about self accountability.
Hmm.
So we're gonna get the definition. I'm gonna see what all y'all feel about it. So self accountability, also known as personal accountability, is the ability to take responsibility for your own actions, decisions, and their consequences without blaming others or external circumstances. It means being honest with yourself about both your successes and your mistakes. So I'm gonna stop right there. So I want all of y'all to give me your thoughts on self accountability. And this is optional. I just throw that in there. It's not on out. Y'all didn't see this part. Tell about a time that you held yourself accountable. Oh,
That's
don't
every
all take at once.
that's every day for me. Um,
Do so.
that's every day. Um, like when I was out of work. Perfect example. When I was out of work for those 9 months, you know what I mean. I was doing everything to hold everything together. Yeah, I took financial hits, but I didn't ask for help from my family, even though they were there. They were like, "Yeah, if you need us, we there." And I'm like, "Nah, let me handle this. This is on me." I would have had something when I left another company back in November, but they were fucking around with the paperwork and they never sent me any paperwork, but they hired me, but they never sent me any paperwork. So I'm like, well, how am I going to get paid? How are we going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Well, we waiting on them to sign off on the paperwork and they never signed off on it. So I'm like, all right. After about 2 or 3 weeks, I was like, yo, I'm done. So I was on the clock at that point. I got a clock in my head, and I'm thinking, all right, let's go ahead and start hustling. And then all of a sudden, the bottom fell out with the employment, with everybody. The bottom fell out. Everybody was like getting laid off. Everybody's getting fired. There were people who were looking for jobs that couldn't get anything. So I was like, all right, I got to take it upon myself to handle this myself, instead of asking my aunt and my uncle and and family members for help. Because sometimes when you do that, no disrespect, but when you do that, sometimes they throw it in your face. You know what I'm saying? Remember the time I helped you out when you was broke and this, that, and you know what I mean? That type of thing. And I don't want to deal with that. So I'll handle my own shit. But it brought out a character in me that I knew I had, but I buried it because I got caught up in life. And it made me revisit who I am, who I was, and then brought it back out to who I am. And now I know that I'm a very strong person, mentally and not physically. Because I'm physically, you ask me to lift a 50-pound dumbbell, I look at you like you crazy. But you know what I'm saying. But mentally, I'm strong, and a lot of people have leaned on me for strength. Cause they were like, I don't see how you did all that. How you been through a lot? I don't see how you do. I was like, I don't know either. But being accountable to yourself is step one to being accountable to others. You can't be accountable to others if you ain't accountable to yourself. Most people don't want to be accountable to themselves because they feel like, oh, okay, I didn't get this. I didn't make this amount of money because my boss he dicked me around and jerked me on this promotion. Well, what did you do to cause him to do that? I didn't do anything. That's the first thing they'll say. I didn't do anything. You must have did something to cause him to feel this way towards what you were trying to do. Yeah. Sure, they got bad bosses out here that just don't want to do anything for other people. They just want to be all about themselves. But you have to maintain yourself. You have to maintain your sense of self. You have to maintain your sense of accountability to yourself, so that you can also be a lead. That's a part of leadership. That's a part of leadership, being accountable to yourself first before you can be accountable for others. I had what I was mentioning was every morning I wake up. I usually have YouTube on throughout the night because it helps me sleep. And I usually about 6:15 after I walk the dogs, 6:30 I'm in the house after the dogs are walked or whatever, take care of them. I put on my stoicism videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there internalizing what they're talking about. And they basically saying the same thing we're touching on tonight. It is about accountability. You got to be accountable for yourself. You can't control all these external factors. The only way you can do is control how you react to them. And most people they wake up with noise. They wake up. First thing they do. What's the first thing to do after they open their eyes? They go to the phone.
Brush your tooth.
Yeah, they don't even do that. They don't even watch their ad. Yeah, they don't even do. Yeah, they first thing they do is wake up, scroll on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Get up. Facebook. What did Facebook have to say? What is such and such? Who's talking about such and such? It's noise. It's not important. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself about 10, 15 minutes of silence so that you can focus on what you're trying to do. All that shit will be there. Because all people do is they post something, 2 minutes later, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? It's going. It's buried in the timeline. And somebody else posted something. Then 3 minutes later, somebody else posted something, and it's a lot of noise. And people are conditioned now to listen to a lot of noise. Sometimes you gotta shut that shit out so that you can focus on yourself, so that you can be that person that other people need you to be, because everybody ain't gonna have your mindset. You know what I mean? Not everybody's gonna have your mindset. That's where the strength comes from.
That was great. Like, do I follow up with that? You want to go next?
Um, what was the question? What was the thing? What's accountability and a
Yeah,
time when I held
yeah,
myself accountable?
yeah. It's optional if you want to share,
Um,
or you need a minute.
accountability to me is like he said, owning up to your mistakes, um, not blaming everybody else for the things that that you are solely responsible for doing in your life or in your surroundings. Um, a time with me is like going to work. I'm gonna use that one as an example. You feel me? A lot of people, I don't understand how some people don't, just quit a job. I can't quit a job because I need my job. I understand and sympathize, for people who, lose their job. But like if you just quitting your job, you feel me, like you know, I have responsibilities and things. So, I have to go to work, every day. I may not like going to work, but I know it's my responsibilities. I have to go to work. I hold myself accountable for making my money. and I need it to survive,
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, I just wanted to, that's just it. I don't feel like going deep tonight.
You don't feel like
Why
going deep
not?
tonight.
Why not?
I don't know how you feel. I ain't there yet. It'll come.
Okay.
I think for me, so pretty much the definition is pretty much self-explanatory. But if I do it in layman terms, it's pretty much just being self-aware. It's part of holding yourself accountable. You have to know you, right? So it's a couple of things I'm still learning to hold myself accountable for. And part of it, one of those things is Paul trying to get in rich. One of those things is not taking on other people's stuff, right? Because some days where I've been stressed out, some days where I feel like it's a lot on my plate, it's not necessarily my plate. I know I have difficulty saying no because I want to help everybody. So that's something different. But I can't complain about exhaustion and all of this stuff if it's not my shit. So part of that is me saying no. Then another area where I had to hold myself accountable is in my parenting. As a single mom, even though my kids are older, I'm still a mom, right? And then there were times where, especially when they were younger, and a lot of times, a lot of us have this mindset: do what I just listen. You don't have an opinion. Just talk. Do what I say. And I had to learn. I had to listen to them too. And it took some time. I'm not going to hold you. I'm very stubborn. I'm a Gemini. So, but eventually I got it. All of them had to tell me, like, no, you need to listen. And then I had to, sometimes I jumped the gun, I overreacted, and I had to even learn how to apologize to my kids and learn how to communicate with them. So certain things that they may have done could have been because I just didn't listen. And they ain't do no crazy, nothing crazy, but just routine stuff. So I say that to say there were so many different areas where it was parenting, decisions, relationships, friendships, even in my friendships and my relationships. I'm not always the best communicator. I talk to people all freaking day. So sometimes I don't want to talk on the phone. Sometimes I don't want to, you know what I mean? But I have to understand people need that. And I have to hold myself accountable for sometimes that's why some of my relationships have a strain. Because I may not be the person to reach out first. And I be chilling thinking we good, you know. But then it's like when they say it's a problem, I have to take ownership for the part that I play and where things may take a strain. So that's a couple for me. If y'all want to elaborate on that, Paul, you got anything?
Oh, let go.
I missed out on what Jude had said.
I ain't say much. I ain't go deep. I kept it simple. I was talking about work.
Oh, about people
Just
not coming in
just
and function.
just in case somebody at my job see this and they, want to offer me a raise or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's being. Oh, okay. So you're being calm now.
You see me?
No, she mentioned, she take her job seriously. So,
Yeah, right, right,
she
right.
wanted to go back to work full time, but she not want to be
Right.
complaining about
Yeah.
working remotely. So
Back
if they
in the office now.
or raise
Yeah.
due for somebody that want to work, and and this is a hard working woman. She's taking
Yes,
accountability for
working.
her job, and yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Don't believe the
Yeah.
hype what they say about us black folks. I'm trying to go to work.
right.
Well, most people won't accept self accountability because it means that they will have to admit that they are the reason for their own fuck up and not somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always easier for people. I'm not gonna say people. I'm gonna say a lot of people to point the finger at somebody else as to be the reason for their troubles. So they don't accept accountability, responsibility, nothing. Now, myself, I could have been in situations where I could easily try to blame somebody for something, but at 16, I learned about self responsibility and accountability by knowing I kept myself in the wrong company, getting drunk and getting in trouble. Wasn't nobody making me stay around these people.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed hanging out, being known as the bad guy, in the hood, being the bad guy, drinking and stuff, hanging out, but I get in trouble. That was on me. So I learned early about being accountable. And I knew throughout the years that as long as I continued to drink, I always got in trouble. And every time I got in trouble, it led to me being locked up. So eventually it got through my thick ass head that, hey, it's time you stop drinking. Dang, you ain't 16 no more. You up here in your 50s. Yeah. So that's something I really take pride in doing for myself as being accountable. Cause I'm sure not gonna be out here calling keeping others accountable for what the hell they doing. So I gotta be able to be accountable for myself. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's the thing. When going back to what you said, Paul, about when you were younger versus the here and now. Um, like I cut back like a lot on drinking. I drink beer. I don't do liquor. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, you don't drink liquor. I was like, liquor makes me into this monster I don't want to be, and I don't like being. I like beer because I have a better taste for beer. It doesn't make me sick. It doesn't make me violently ill. It doesn't make me act out, etc. And weed.
Tequila don't make you violently ill. I'm
Do
joking.
what?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
It don't make me
Well,
violently
not
ill.
for me.
No, I mean it's like
I'm
uh
sorry. I'm sorry.
everybody's like it's like because
I'm sorry.
certain people like, yo, you smoke? I'm like, smoke what? They were like, you know what I'm talking about. I was like, yeah, I do that. Every
Right.
now and again I'll do a cigarette, you know what I'm saying? When I'm chasing the weed high or whatever down. But that's why I said I do what I do with that. You know what I mean? Because it's like it calms me because beer and weed I know they both bad in a sense because you putting pollutants in your temple that can't that don't get metabolized fast enough to get them out. But both of them are natural to a degree. But the reason why I smoke pot is because I'm a writer and it allows me to write. My thoughts flow. My thoughts flow freely because I just recently started back writing because that's a huge passion of mine. I'm like, damn, I kept missing myself, right? And I was saying to myself, what the hell is missing in my life, right? And everybody's like, yeah, you need a wife, you need a girlfriend. I was like, nah, I've been in a relationship. I've been out of a relationship for 3 years. I'm chilling. I'm doing me. I'm tired. After 10 years of being in a relationship, I'm done. Right now, I'm just done. I just want to do me. Just want to be free. So I was like, what is missing in myself? I went back and picked up my notebook, right? My notebook just got all my poems in it. And I started rereading them and reciting them. And I was like, that's what was missing. That part was missing. I missed this. I lost myself because I was chasing all this external validation when I had who I was within the book, within myself. You know what I mean? And I tell people this all the time, right? When you have knowledge of self, you can do anything. You can't get validation. You can't get external validation about you if you don't even know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Most people, they chase validation.
Yeah.
And that's why they can't be held accountable because they're gonna be like, well, Joni didn't tell me I look good today in this dress. Or Tommy didn't compliment me on the tie I had on. Man, fuck your tie, all right? Your tie might have looked whack as fuck. All
Oh, I
right?
knew it was coming. You was doing too good not to let it look. Go ahead.
I'm like, yo, did you put on deodorant today or you smell like Funyuns? Because some people walk in there with suits on. Some people walking in there with suits on, looking all nice. I'm like, yo, you African, right? They're like, nah. I'm like, yo, you smell like some of them Africans and shit
Oh
that
my
don't
God.
use deodorant. You're in America, son. We use Secret. We use Suave. We use Arm and Hammer. You might need to take an arm and use that hammer, that deodorant stick, and rub that motherfucker a few times to get that Funyun smell off of you.
Is that accountability for
That is.
watching how you smell?
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
I
Hell
You
agree.
yeah.
gotta, you gotta hold yourself accountable for being funky.
Man,
Like
look,
that's
hygiene
not
is
true.
is is
It's
is, is,
important.
is that's a basic accountability.
Yes. The hell? What the hell?
Who want to be around somebody that's stinking all the time?
Not me.
He wants to be
Smelling
around
like
somebody that's thinking the
right.
winter time. Shit.
Got my eyelashes falling out, eyebrows fucking falling out, looking like I had nair or so. They were like, yo, Q, why your eyes red? I was like, look, this dude's stinking. Okay. I can't take it.
Can I ask a question?
Of
I'm
course.
not gonna go too far off because you made up. I'm not made up. You made a valid point about when people seek validation, and I think and pretty much like social acceptance is the way you were going
Right.
with it, right?
Right.
Which I think. Do you think sometimes people don't hold themselves accountable because then they have to be aware of some realistic characteristics that may not be so flattering about themselves?
Yeah.
So in turn, because something that I noticed, even with that, when people seek validity from other people, anything that goes wrong is everybody else's fault,
Yeah.
but they're wrong,
You
right?
know,
I'm listening.
people don't hold themselves accountable because that's a whole nother level of adulting and responsibility with
Mhm.
self within yourself. Like having like actually sitting down and being able to point out your flaws to the point that when someone else, look at them, you already know what the flaw, like what, not necessarily like flaws, but like things that you need to work on. Me, for example, I have a temper, especially when I feel
Get the
disrespected.
fuck out of here.
Like,
Please.
man, hey,
She's
you feel me?
aggressive.
It could go, way left for real. And I can be real disrespectful if necessary. You feel me? A younger me took way less things more disrespectful. You feel me? And was out here in these streets fighting and all these things over like unnecessary stuff. Now the older me is more like, this don't make no sense. You feel me? It why am I so mad over something that you said? And my niece made me realize that one day, like my niece, was going through some stuff and beefing with some chicks, and her whole thing was like, like, what's the point? Like, they had things to say, but those things don't bother me. You feel me? Like, that's not worth fighting on. If any of them would put their hands on her, it would have been something different. But the words, the things, like she wasn't even mad. She let that shit like kind of roll off her shoulder a little bit. It pissed me off. I wanted to fight. I was trying to make a fight. You feel me? We is fighting. You feel me? Like, I'm mad, but they ain't even said to me.
Right.
But now the older me kind of like, yeah, I get it. Like, man, fuck them for real. Like, as long as you ain't like touching me or in my face or blatantly disrespecting me, I don't even pay half of that shit no mind. If I feel some kind of way, it's because that's just my natural right as a him. I'm a little soft, so I might have felt some kind of way. But for real, I don't give a shit. I wanted to work on my attitude. For real, I wanted to work on my if I want
But
like
that's
you work.
accountability though.
Yeah,
Like even knowing that.
yeah, I noticed that about me. Shit.
And then I think that's going into like it's kind of flowing. Going into the benefits of it. Like when you can recognize and hold yourself accountable for things that you need to work on, you start to see personal growth. So when we talk about, I think we mentioned it before, when we talk about how we were when we were younger, and then if nobody changed from when you were, let's say 18, and then now you're, let's say 35, 30, 38. If you're still the same as you were with 18, you really haven't grown. You really haven't, done the work. So now when you have growth, you start to see different improvements. Like for instance, like just things like we talking about now, like for me, certain relationships that I value that I know I didn't play my part in, right? And I'm gonna say like friendships. If my friends were like, I don't even talk to you no more. You just da 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 da, and I'm like, shit, let me do better. So even if it's a minute, even if it's a text, because I'm like all the time I can't call
Right.
or something like that. I want you to know I'm still here. I'm still present. It just might be some stuff going on. And then my friends have come to me and say, well, if you going through something and you going in and you in one of your little funks and you just want to be to yourself, say that, but just let us know you good. So I ain't gonna say I'm perfect with it because I still may have a slight delay, and then I'll be like, hey, we need to do lunch, or hey, you know what I mean. I'm gonna do a random phone call, get on your nerves or whatever. Life be life for everybody, and yeah, and I get it when people like I gotta call you all the time, and I'm like, here we go. It get on my nerves to hear it, but I understand it. And then sometimes I'm like, yo, do you know what just happened today? And then you just hit me with this. And then I think sometimes um we have to communicate that. Like what our headspace is. Like for instance, I just got hit with the whole I gotta always reach out to you thing, right? And my response is I understand that. And then sometimes I really don't know have anything like to talk about. If you have like a day and everybody up here know, like for instance, my job is a lot, right? It's not, and if that's my day, and this is what I'm consuming all day, I don't feel like I want to call somebody and dump that. You get what I mean on them. I want to be happy. I want to be
Mhm.
vibrant. And then if that's always the conversation, I don't want to be that person. So I may not call. I may just like try to meditate and deal with that, and then come at you when I'm more a little upbeat. And unfortunately, maybe a minute. Then some days I might be tired. I might do some stuff like I went to work, came home, I was exhausted, almost overslept for the night. I'm doing this, and then you know what I mean. And I ain't calling nobody,
Right.
and I'm quite sure I'm getting cussed out today. So, but some days you just be tired, and I think that's where when it happens to me and the roles are reversed, I think I'm a little bit more understanding because I am that person. But I also have to understand and take other people's feelings into consideration when it comes to that, because these are people that care about me, people that love me. I mean, even down to my kids, and I get upset when my kids don't answer my calls. So I understand when people be mean at us. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing wrong with going silent after you've worked all day and you've been, getting dumped on all day with people's problems and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong going silent because I do that.
oh, I go
But
silent for months.
yeah, I do that. I do that all the time because like when I get it, because I help desk and all of that and computers. That's like you on the phones all day long.
Hmm.
And when I get home, I don't want to talk to nobody, or I need about half hour
Hmm.
to get out of that element and come back down into my element. Somebody that way I can be comfortable to have a conversation or whatever.
Right.
I get people calling me as soon as I get out of the damn door. I'm like, "What's up, man?" Hey, blah 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 blah. Oh my god! I'm like, what? Like what? What do you want me to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still in fix it mode
Hmm.
until I get home. And as soon as I get home and cross that threshold, and I see my dogs, I'm like, all right, I'm home now. I can relax. I can just be free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want you to ever be free. They want you to always be in fix it mode. They want you to think for them. No, I'm not thinking for you. I'm giving you advice, but I'm not going to think for you.
Hmm.
That's what they want because they're so used to being led.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and that's the problem. And that's the problem with society. That's a huge problem I have in society, right? You know, all that. Back in what was the phrase that back in the day? Keep it real.
Hmm.
Everybody keeping it real, right?
And was lying about it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm like, no, you're not keeping shit real. Okay,
Hmm.
you ain't keeping shit real
I feel like
because
it depends on your friend circle.
Yeah.
It depends on your friend circle, the type of friends you have. You got if you got some friends that might want to hang out all the time, then you got some friends who don't need to hang out all the time. I am that friend. We can
Hmm.
catch up twice a year, and it's going to always be a good goddamn time when we catch up.
hmm
Because that's a friend. It don't matter. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if we used to hang together every day when we was 15, 16, 17. If we are like 30, 40 families, kids, like we should know that come first. But when we get together, it's supposed to always be a good time. But I'm never going to badger my friend for living life. You feel me? Just fit me in sometimes. Even
right.
if, you feel me, I have friends, people that we consider each other as friends that, yes, our lives are busy and sometimes we don't get to see each other, whatever, but birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever, you feel me? We reaching out at least. That says a lot. You feel me? When a person text you, it don't matter, you ain't gotta talk for forever. They text you on your birthday, that is somebody who care about you,
hmm
regardless.
hmm
I got some questions in the chat. Before I get to the three questions, do you remember what you said? Because I think they started coming when you were talking.
You
But
could
but I want to acknowledge
you should write this down. What I say?
I want to acknowledge Lamont. Lamont said, "What up? What up?" And I
Come
said,
on.
"Hey." And then Alfred, welcome. he was responding to something that Paul said earlier in the beginning. He said they not even know what it means. And then Fathom was like, yes, sis, yes, girl, I understand. My misery does not like company either. And then she was like, same. So now these questions are related to what you just said, right? The first question that Alfred has is, what if you embedded that thought in them by your actions? The second question is, what if it's real to them? The third question is, what if it's real to them or what their real look like?
Well,
I
they
think
they like with me, I live by that principle. Keep that shit real, right? There ain't nothing phony about me, none of that shit. Cause what you see is what you get. And you met me, Coco. Paul, you will meet me soon. And Jude too. You guys are gonna meet me. Um,
no the male. Um,
no, the
can
male.
you explain that? No the male. What if it's real to them? What, okay, so
He talked
I think
about probably Paul. I mean the Q statement when Q was what Q was saying.
No, because what I was saying was me. I'm gonna keep it 100 with people. That's the way that's just who I am. I'm brutally honest. You may not receive the message the way you want to receive it, but it's here it is. This is. Here it is. Now you can either digest it slowly, or you can take the whole shit and throw it on the floor. But you still got to deal with that shit. Cause only thing I did was give you the advice on certain things. And the message is about the male speaking about real. Yeah, most people they talk about keeping shit real. Keeping shit 100. Okay? And that's a part of accountability, right? I don't need you to hold my hand. Yeah, if I lost my woman, I don't need for you to hold my hand. It's gonna be all right. You're gonna be fine. Yeah, she was a bitch. This, that, and the third. No, no, I don't need that. I don't need that. I need that. I need to sit down because what I do is I'll digest what I did wrong versus what she was doing wrong,
mhm.
and then if it wasn't on me, I'd be like, yes, on her.
I
That's
think
on
my
that's
take
on
is a
that
little,
person.
my take is a little just a little bit slightly different, but I do agree with you. It's slightly different because if he's saying okay, what their real looks like, if it's real to them, I think that becomes a matter of perspective, and we all have personal bias.
Hmm.
So it depends on that person's thought process and what is significant and important to them. So I think I've mentioned a couple of times, like we're all like all of us up here may have different perspectives, right? That doesn't mean it's right or it's wrong. We may not always agree. So I think when things like that happen to get clear understanding, sometimes we got to take ourselves out of our biases and actually listen to the other person. And so we still might not agree, but we have to understand and take into consideration what's valuable to them or what their moral, based on whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's how we also hold ourselves, because sometimes where I may hold myself accountable with you, I may not hold myself accountable with you, right? It may be something different because y'all two different people.
Right.
So we can't have the same perspective with the same person, because then it becomes just what your belief is. Do that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when they keep saying, because of course hip hop coined that phrase, keeping it real, keeping it staying real, keeping it
Mm.
real, have to have, and a lot of them motherfuckers we talk about selling drugs, they ain't selling no drugs to the studio gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Because I be looking at, yeah, yeah. Look, did he just bust out Vanilla Ice?
Yes, he
That's why
did.
I like Paul. Paul is hilarious. No, they like people. Most of these people. nowadays they want to get they we all are influenced in some way, shape, or form by hip hop, hip hop music, because we all grew up in the culture somewhat. To what extent it may be determined by the person, but you got people now that are following that lifestyle that they talk about. Some of them, yeah, they've lived it, but then they rap about it because they're rapping about it to tell you what not to do so that you don't get jammed up, so that you don't go to prison. But you got some that are gonna follow it. Yeah,
You said
what
they rapping about telling you what not to do because a lot of motherfuckers is
no, no,
getting
no, no.
caught over their rap lyrics.
Right. What I mean is they started out scrambling, and then they got into the music game, and then they came up, and now they still talk about it, but they're talking about their experiences, and that there's in the lyrics, it's telling you subliminally what not to do to get jammed up. Because they'll talk about them getting jammed up and blah 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 and getting shot at and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't want that shit happening to me. I don't want. I've been shot at before. That shit ain't fun. Motherfuckers, I'm a thug. I've been, people been shooting at me. I'm still here. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I was scared as shit when I got shot at. I'm keeping that 100.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about scared to the point where I pee-peed in my pants. Okay, I'm walking around with pissy pants. You know what I'm
Little
saying?
PP.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, nah, that shit ain't cool. No, I ain't trying. What about like if I get shot? What kind of points do I get if I get shot?
And you pissy?
Right, and
It's real.
right. It's that's real, right?
Because all they gonna remember is that you peed.
Right. That's all they gonna remember. They gonna remember I live. They ain't gonna give a fuck I live. They gonna give a fuck. Oh yeah, that nigga
Call you
Pee
Pee-wee.
Yeah, P-Way. Right, right. P-Way. P.P. Jones or something like that.
Yeah.
I think one example I want to say about keeping it real. Like a lot of people was speaking of celebrity wise, like you realize like people portray to be one thing, and then they aren't actually that kind of way or whatever. They kind of expose it over time, here and there, such and such used to be he really from here. Or the like how what's that 8 Mile, how they was like trying to put
Mm-hmm.
Eminem out, like you
Yeah.
feel me, like the whatever. But
Yeah.
just little things. I don't care about the keeping it real, because keeping it real also goes wrong.
Yep.
So keeping
And
it
that
real
instance,
also
that
goes
shit went
wrong.
wrong in my book.
So it's just, I mean, and I agree with who said that? Like, what if their real is different than what your real is, right? Like, people just be different. Everybody, don't keep it real the same way.
Nah,
My
nah,
real ain't your real.
nah. My real ain't your real.
So before we switch topics, does anybody, Paul, would you like to add anything to that particular topic before we go to the next one? Because the next one actually has been inspired by Paul.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
there you
Well,
go,
isn't that
Paul.
something? Isn't that something? But nah, real, being real, being real to me isn't the same as keeping it real.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I be around people that are real people that keep it real. I can be around real people that don't keep it real, but they're real people, but they don't keep it real. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not the same. So you gotta be careful of what type of person you say you're around, because somebody can say, "Well, I'm real," and be 100% real. Everything about them, their moves, their actions, everything they say, whatnot, they real with it. And then
Never
there could be somebody,
lie.
there could be somebody saying, "Keeping it real. I'm keeping it real." You keeping it real how? I mean, you stand around me for what? Are you inspiring me? I mean, what is that you keeping it real about? Because I mean, I only see you when you need me, something like that. I mean, you keeping it real there. I mean, so I be weary of people that say they keeping it real. I never say keep it real. Nah, I'd say real to the real. That's
To
it.
the real.
Yeah, to the real.
I say 100 because I've been helping people. A couple of my friends I've known a while, but they still out of work. They come crying to me, like, yo, I need help, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it. I tell them where to go. I tell them who to talk to. Send the resume over there to them. That way it's on file. And that way they were like, well, what's the expected time frame? I said, I can't tell you that because I'm not there. I'm not inside that person's head. I'm not in that office. I don't know what they're looking at, but it's good that you put yourself on their radar. So that way you giving yourself a chance. That's what the whole game is. You know what I mean? Most people when they talk to me, I look at them like, yeah, you're phony and this that. Because social media, all social media does is expose people, but people don't want to. They portray this image of who they are versus who they actually are. You feel me? They they portray themselves like perfect example. OnlyFans chicks. They they are digital prostitutes. You know what I mean? That's what I call them, digital prostitutes. They commit digital prostitution. But when you ask them, right? I asked one of them chicks, let's say, are you really like this in real life? She's like, nah, I just do that for the camera. Oh, you a mattress actress. Okay. Okay. I said,
Some of them look good.
right, they look good. I'm like, well, why you all
I'll pay for the. I just see they
nah,
be in the stories and
man,
tell you know.
I was like, why don't you put
It's
that
one right now. We
right?
tell them they keep reporting her. We tell them stop reporting her.
Because
She
that to
ain't
me,
doing that wrong.
right? That to me, but then when you meet them in person, right? When you meet them in person, in your mind, you have this image of them as they appear online, right?
No, I don't care what they. I don't care. I
I
don't really
do
care about that. I don't.
because I
I
want
just know
some of the
you was
goodies too.
fine online. That was it. You was fine. That was it. Hey, I like what I saw. I don't care about that. I don't care if I
I'm
see.
tickling. Like
I'm just saying. That's how. Look, I'm just saying because I actively just watching the girl. She going back and forth. It made me click on the shit. Like, what y'all say? I was like, oh, that's what she be doing. I don't know. And she like, you subscribe on here. No, I ain't gonna do all that. You showing this little bit for free. I'm just gonna watch this bit for
Shit,
free.
I go to Reddit to go get the free joints. I don't even go on OnlyFans. I go get the shit from Reddit because Reddit, they wide open on Reddit. I'm like, what the fuck I
Well,
do
so
on
then
OnlyFans?
don't judge the only.
exactly where to go.
Then don't judge the only man. Cause they be on there. I haven't. I don't subscribe
Okay.
to nobody's OnlyFans because I don't. Not. It's too much free stuff out here.
Right,
Like he said,
exactly.
to be subscribing. I'm
Very
not gonna
true.
pay you to watch you. I can do that for my girlfriend. You know.
And I got picture channels on the Fire Stick, so
Right.
what I'm gonna pay you for?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm just saying, don't complain about them because I don't mind. The women, some of the women be fine. And baby, I love
Shit, I'm trying.
you. I tell you, look too. I
Shit,
don't
Let
care.
her clean it up with her girl though.
She
yeah,
don't care.
yeah.
She can look. She can look. She can look. Well, listen, I encourage. Baby, look. You see her butt? That is a nice butt.
Nah, I be
Okay,
like, I be trying to direct them to my
I'm
site.
sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. He was saying, I'm sorry. I just
because we was gonna go all the way back. This
support your local
is not
OnlyFans.
gonna come back. Okay, so This next, this next topic was inspired by Paul. Paul had made a post of a young lady. I think she had just was in prison or something like that, whatever. So anyway, the topic of homelessness came up. So this topic is because laws that are being passed where being homeless is now has now become a criminal offense. So my question to you is, how do you guys think this law will this what effect do you think it will have on the communities? And I know we're all from different places, so you can speak on it.
That was a guy.
Oh, that was a guy. Oh shit. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm so
He just
sorry.
had on a dress.
Oh, I'm
He just
sorry.
had on a dress, but it was a guy.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know how to dress him. I didn't even go
I
through all
thought
that
it was a
alphabet
woman
shit.
too. Yeah, I thought it
No,
was a woman too.
it was a guy, but I wasn't doing all that alphabet stuff. So I just said them when they released them out of jail, then they don't have nowhere for them to go but up and down the street. And I say they still had on them doggone jail shoes. So I'm saying there's no help since we
Hmm.
own. And I'm looking at this what Trump is doing in D.C. Now I'm looking at this right here. He's offering them to get off the streets, take your busted treatment, and get off your addiction. Oh, we not at that yet?
We just gonna go ahead and combine them.
Oh, okay.
So
Because
we'll
okay,
talk about that, and because that's part of him deploying the National Guard in DC, so we can merge the two. We can because they kind of go in sync. I don't mind.
okay, yeah, because that's that right there. You getting telling people, yeah, come on here, we're gonna give you help. You're gonna get help. Come on here and get yourself some help and get off the street. And for the people that don't want to get off the streets, and I mean, why not? I understand it's freedom of movement. You don't have no responsibility and you don't have to be accountable. I understand that part.
Hmm.
But yet still, if you getting a chance to get help and get your life back on track, it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be worth it getting your life back on track. Shit is hard out here for everybody. Everybody can't run out here and be addicted to drugs and run up and down on the streets and being homeless and camping out on the streets. Now, locking people up is not the solution either because they don't want to move out from being on the streets. I mean, that's not the solution either because that's what we're just dealing with. This guy here. He goes to jail every weekend, then right back on Monday, he's right back out here again in front of the library, walking up and down the street. So
I
now,
don't
the problem is, if they don't want to get the treatment, then what is you going to do for the others? Because locking them up is not the solution.
Yeah, but not everybody's on drugs either. That's homeless.
No, I mean, and you got mentally ill. Because I mean, there's people out here that's mentally ill. I categorize them as three people, three types of people. You got homeless people that's out there by circumstance.
Hmm.
You got people out there that's homeless and mentally ill. You got homeless people out there that's mentally ill and that's on drugs.
Hmm.
You got people out there that's mentally ill that's on drugs. You got homeless people that's on drugs. So I mean, it's a combination of that thing. You might have somebody that's all three of them. So you just don't know. You can't compile everybody into one situation. But as far as the ones that's addicted, get yourselves and then get treatment and be helped. And
Hmm.
for the ones that's not addicted, then y'all just want to be out there. But if you don't want to be out there, they need to provide affordable housing. Not this shit they calling affordable housing. You need to provide affordable housing for people. And affordable housing for many is something like the shit was back in the 60s and 70s, to be honest. Because people cannot afford to live in shit, especially not here in Ashton. You can't even afford to live here. People work here, can't even afford to live here. So I have empathy for homeless people. Yet still, I watch y'all out here. You're getting high. You sit right out here and you get high. You're snorting this stuff and you're putting on the little pipes and shit and all that stuff. Get off of that shit and go get help because you're scaring me because I don't know what the hell's on your mind. I don't know if you're going to start shooting. You're going to get to swinging that damn stick you're walking around with, or the pipe you keep banging on the ground because I'm going to protect me. So I'm saying, give these people some help. They need help. So part of it's good, and the other part is just disgusting because it's
Hmm.
not going to help.
Yeah, I agree. Um, with that, that part, people on drugs and everything. You know, that's everywhere here in America. That's an American problem because America they love drugs. Let's just break it down. Um, Americans love to get high. They love to get drunk. They love to get stoned because it's an it's escapism. You know, when you feel like you can't, you're doing all you can in life to try to get ahead, yet you can't get ahead due to society pushing the goalposts back and forth, and you don't know which end is up. Sometimes some people may give in. They may, you know, get high. They'll do drugs or whatever to escape that reality. And then some people would just stick it out and then carry that stress among themselves and then take it out and explode on other people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a tricky situation, but you know they could have if I remember correctly, there are more houses than there are homeless people. But the problem is a lot of these houses, they're going towards corporations, right? They're going towards corporations. That's why like the house that you saw probably 10 years ago that was like 200,000. Now that shit's like 600,000. I was like, what?
Hmm.
$600,000 for, and it's on the same plot of land that it was built on, right? I'm like, so what changed? The land didn't change. They're like, well, it's about location. I'm like, the hood is still the hood. No matter how you dress it up, how nice you make it, it's still the fucking hood. Like Atlanta. I got a friend that lives in the hood in closer to AUC Consortium, right? He and I went to college together. And I was like, he was like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting a house like in this area. And me, I'm like, bro, you making what? If you're making $68,000, you ain't gonna get no house in the hood. You're gonna move out to the suburbs. That's what most people do because they want to get away from that element because they don't want to be um in quote unquote criminal element, potential criminal elements. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They don't want to be involved in all the bullshit that come with living in the hood. You know, the shootings, the drug uses, the robberies, the potential sexual assaults, etc. So they want to get away from that. They want to get away from that. Now, with the homeless situation, I mean, yeah, it's tricky, but they can build houses for them. But it all comes down to money because then they start thinking like, well, how are they gonna pay for it and blah 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 blah. That's what it's coming down to. How they gonna pay the rent? How they gonna pay the power bill and blah 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 blah. Because you know power companies want their money.
But thank God we got an organization here that does exactly that, build houses for the homeless. They got a village
Yeah, we
called
got
the
stuff
Rugged
like that here
Anfield.
too.
They do it, but they just can't build enough of them. I mean, and so you can't get enough people to build affordable housing for homeless people to move in. Like you said, a house maybe 10 years ago, $200,000. Now it's 600,000. So what they call affordable housing now is apartments because they're not building houses for people. They figure, hey, we can pile more people into these damn apartments. You don't have to be building no damn houses. Shit, we make more money by stacking these people on top of each other and then spreading them out.
Mm-hmm.
So I
You
mean, they
know,
My take on it is a little
the,
bit different. One, I think it's unethical. You're taking away people's choices because there's several factors that come into when you criminalize the homeless and why people are homeless, but you're not tackling those issues that cause or lead people to homelessness, right? So then, okay, you imprison people who may have, some people do choose to be homeless, depending on whatever their background was. We don't know. You do have some people that function better living homeless than into we all like, okay, you can do better, you can get this, you can get that. Some people are just not equipped mentally to do that. And then that's their choice. So if they're not doing anything or harming anybody, then you're taking that away, right? So then if you imprison all of these people, then what's next? Because then you got to think about transitional. But you want to cut healthcare and you want to cut Medicaid and Medicare. So what happens when you want to put them into these treatment facilities that they can't afford? Now you're going to raise debt because how can they pay for it? But you want to cut all of these things. So we're not thinking of a bigger picture. We're just seeing this and it. Oh, get them off the streets, get them that. So then you're going to have people fleeing, doing other things, probably breaking into other places so that they won't get caught. So now you're going to see an increase of what is it called? Breaking and entering.
Yeah.
And crimes being committed because now people are trying to avoid being like all of this shit is just unethical.
You
From
also got to
now,
realize the squat, the increase of potential squatters' rates too.
that's already up. When you
Hmm.
think about it, I mean, technically speaking, squatting is already up. So there's so many facets to this
China.
this whole issue. And then we got to think about it. Everybody wants to talk about freedom of choice. Everyone's supposed to have autonomy of what they want to do with their life.
Right.
So then you want to force this. Granted, you talk about these treatments, you talk about all of this stuff. It sounds great, but and still to do the treatment, you still got to deal with the other parts of why people are getting high. People just like, oh, people just like to go high. No, people be fucked up and
Right.
people are trying to escape. So you got to deal with the mental health. You got to deal with the physicalities that come with when people are coming off of the drugs and dealing with their mental health, whatever traumas, whatever they got going on. You got to deal with a whole lot, but you want to cut, medicate, and do all of this at the same time. Who is it affecting? Mainly the middle class and lower income communities.
Hmm.
I'm
So
gonna
there's
So
tell
a whole
you.
conversation that got to be had.
I'm
I
gonna
feel
tell you
like
what they gonna. Oh, go ahead, Judy, because I haven't
um,
heard your voice.
Donald Trump is an idiot that is unqualified to be the president of the United States. That's the problem with all of the stuff that he's doing. Um, Black people are the only people who try and move out the hood. We don't want to take care of it. We don't want to take care of any community but the community, except the communities that are not ours. We have not taken advantage of the fact that everybody is trying to buy the hoods back. If I don't know about where y'all from, but if you look at Baltimore City now in comparison to what it used to look like, there is barely any black communities. And the black community might be mad at me for saying this, but I blame us for not taking advantage. We took advantage of it in the wrong way. I know crime is not necessarily only on us, but to keep it going for as long as it has been, that in the hood, black on black crime, that's an L thing. You feel me? But
Yeah.
we've had the opportunity to own these hoods once they were just ours, when nobody else wanted to be in them. You feel me? We could have took advantage of that, because I remember at the time we was growing up, we did take care of the neighborhoods, and that went completely out the window. You feel me? The village stopped being the village. It started being
Hmm.
I and my and our community. So, and we like to point the narrative at everybody else. And then as far as a whole, the whole thing, the we the people thing, we the people need to get together and deal with the issue. You feel me? Everybody complaining, but a lot of us agreeing on a lot of things. And once the citizens of the United States realize the power that we really have, we can stand and start doing some things. But we busy fighting all the stupid stuff. You feel me? Race wars, self, black on black crime, white on white crime. You feel me? Spending money on this. You don't got the latest shoe, this, that. We the blame game. You feel me? We
Yeah.
busy focusing on that stuff. Healthcare is stupid. It's not enough funding and programs and all this stuff for him to be doing. It's not even not enough stuff for the kids. Because not only we've been touching on the homeless adults, what about the kids that's out here that's homeless? You feel me?
Hmm. Hmm.
It's not enough, nothing out here. And the country ain't got money. I don't care what nobody's saying. They talking about this deficit. So we don't have the money to do nothing like that. Where did the money go? Did they took all the funding? That it's nothing in place. So
Yeah.
I blame all the Trump supporters for everything that's going on right now. Because they are all unqualified and complete idiots for voting for that president. And yeah, that's all I had to say.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, notes.
I had
Yeah.
to write that down.
Well, going back to what you said, Jude, about the deficit and all of that. Yeah, they have the money there, but they don't want it. They misappropriate the funds
Yep.
on what they want things to be. You know what I mean? I remember they took out. They took away. I don't know. It's been years, a number of years since I've been in high school and elementary school or whatever. I don't know what's going on now. I remember when they had PE. That I found out they don't really have that now. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have physical. I was like, they don't have PE. I was like, what? I was like, shit, that's an easy A. You know what I'm saying? Easy ass A. All you gotta do is dress out. You can half attempt. What's that? Nah, they just got kids going class to class to class, class, and then they get out. You know what I mean? Some of them kids may have ADHD, ADD, whatever, pent up energy, and they need to release their energy. Physical education was a great way to release the energy. You know what I mean? Go
Excuse
ahead.
me. Can I ask a question? When you mentioned
Mhm.
that most of that's this is just me thinking. When you mentioned ADHD and more kids today are being diagnosed with ADHD, there's a different dynamic. We went outside.
Mhm.
So when we were outside playing, we were using our mind. We were creating. We were, you see something, you want to break it, make it, put it back together. You did something constructive. You used your mind mass. Whereas though today everything is electronic
Mhm.
or it's already done, or just go on Google and it'll figure it out for you. Whereas though you really don't have to be creative and unique in
Mhm.
today's time. It's like you just follow whatever's trending.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times some kids may be bored and you're not utilizing a part of your brain that needs to be explored.
Mhm.
So now they call it because they can't be still because you don't know what to do with yourself because you're not utilizing your environment. And partly goes back into our environments are dangerous. So
Yeah.
some people are scared to let their kids go outside. So it's like, okay, you can play the game, you can do this, you can do that. So it's a lot. It just made me think about that huge difference and what it was then to now and what play looks like. Because back, I remember you couldn't keep us in the house. Now kids be like,
Right.
outside, it's hot. You ain't
Mhm.
care if it was hot. You was just out there funky, stinky, and sweaty, but you was outside.
But the kids
It's
nowadays,
hotter now.
this is what amazes me
Oh,
about them,
oh,
about these kids. Yo, it's 100 degrees outside. You in a fucking hoodie?
yeah,
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'd be so mad.
I'm like, yo, you compete with heat stroke? What's going on, man? You're gonna
But you
pass out.
And then they
but
have it on. Like you
Right,
ain't just got the
right.
you got the whole hoodie on and you walking around like, come on, man. Oh,
but no offense, white people been walking around like that since I was younger. They used to wear shorts and flip flops and hoodies in the summertime, sometimes in the winter. But now I just see
no.
everybody do it.
Friend, I seen a little dude with some Timbs, some jeans, a hoodie, and a tee, and a baseball cap. Where the fuck was you going?
He was
It was
going to rob somebody. That's what I would have thought.
nice.
Nigga, you just go
You
rob
look
somebody.
guilty though.
You
Like
look
it
like
was
you
90
look
something degrees.
Because
suspicious.
because society and I'm about to get to these comments because they
You want
because
me to read them?
yeah, go ahead and read them.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Embedded. Oh, Fallon was like, LOL. And then, okay, I've been corrected on this name. So, Knowledge said, no, the male. The message is for the male speaking about real. And then I said, got it. And then J Bear said, hello, family. Do I need a late pass? And I was like, hey, nah, you good, because we ain't got time for him today. And then he was like, just
Stop
find them
saying my
homes
name, but I
instead.
like it.
He said, just find them homes instead of locking them up and provide help.
Yep.
And then Knowledge said, we all need help, Unc. That's not just in the hoods. And then Knowledge also said, yes. I don't know what that was for. And then he said, yes, again. And then J Bay said, I blame Molly baby for crime. Okay. And then Knowledge said they're numbing the mind to sleep. Wait a minute, they're numbing the mind to sleep the brain. So we will be zombies. And then LOL.
He's selling. See, Knowledge is telling the truth about that
Mm-hmm.
because there's a movie that came out back in I think the 80s. Roddy Piper was in it, and it was talking about society.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name of the movie to save my life.
Them. It was
Huh?
them. It was them.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, them. Yeah.
Oh, I saw
Thank you,
that.
Paul. And people didn't get it because they didn't understand what was going on. They just thought it was some weird sci-fi. I was like, and me, I'm very intuitive. I sit down and look at the deeper meaning of certain things in movies, even in comedy movies, because I'm always questioning why the fuck did he do that? I wouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? I'm putting myself in their shoes. But
Right.
the premise is obey, consume. You know what I mean? Obey and consume. George Carlin came out when George Carlin came out back in the 80s. I don't know if anybody knows who he is.
The
He's
white
a,
guy from car
yeah,
wash.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's the one. He was on the right Car Wash. He wrote with Richard Pryor, and
Paul's winning trivia tonight.
yeah, I don't know if anybody out there in internet world knows who George Carlin is, but I suggest you look him up because I've seen his comedic um, ventures over the years, and he's absolutely right. The problem is they don't want a society, a fully functioning society that is a nation of thinkers. They want a nation of consumers. They want a nation of people that's zombified, that just obey things. You know what I'm saying? And if you just sit there and obey, then they can tell you, hey, I want you to go in there and rob that guy's house. Okay, what do I get for it? You may get shot, but you just go in there and do it. But and they go do it, and then this ain't no, they in jail, they murdered, they may have bullet holes in their ass, whatever. And plus, advertising on any platform, radio, TV, internet, whatever, subliminal messages, right? If you don't have this car, you ain't shit. If you don't have the latest Birkin bag, you know, you're not part of the clan. You're not part of the crew,
Running that kind of money.
huh?
No, when you said Birkin bag, I said, who the hell said
Right?
that? I thought I was on mute. I'm sorry.
No, Birkin bag. This consuming stupid shit, right? Everybody want to keep up with the Joneses. I'm like, what the fuck you want to keep up with them for? They just as broke as you are. You know what I mean? They robbing Peter to pay Paul like you are, but they good at fronting. You know what I'm saying? Half of them people ain't as rich as they think they are. They put on an act, and it's all about the performance, right? This is what the problem with social media is. It's all about the performance. It's um a performance based medium because everybody is this way. I'm always angry online. I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't that angry. You ain't angry. I'm like, man, all you need to do is go outside, get you some fresh air, get you some pussy or something. Man, you ain't that mad. Get out of here. You ain't mad. What you mad at?
Okay, so we're moving into like an open forum. And as we're going into open forum, I just want to say, because when you touched on social media, right?
Yeah.
What kills me is I'm I hardly post on social media, mainly because a lot of the fun of being on social media has been
Right.
taken away.
Yeah.
Because everybody want to be, what is it? What's the word I'm looking
Bullies.
for? Bullies. But then it's like, I hate when people, let me take that word back. It's not hate. What gets me is people who hide behind their keyboard and say things that they can't say in real life.
Yeah.
And then they hide behind the name trolling. That's not trolling. You're just being an asshole.
Right.
Trolling is one thing, but when you're just being a mess or trying to tell people how to think, live, or that take the fun out of it. Like it ain't even. That's chicken on my nerves.
Yeah. It's because like now, um, that I had a friend of mine. She cut me off, right? Because I don't talk to her no more. She was like, I just want active people that's gonna,
Or like a friend, or just a friend.
Nah, just a friend, not a friend.
Oh, right.
I was trying to pound her out, but it didn't work out. But because I realized I realized who the fuck she was. You know what I'm saying? Because we had that conversation, Coco. I realized who she was, and it light bulb went off, and I was like, yeah, I avoided disaster dealing with her, because she came out and said that if you're not engaging with me, you don't need to be on my page. And then she said, if you have TDS, Trump delusional syndrome, and I see it, I'm just gonna cut you off and block you. I'm like, who fuck made you God, right? The fuck out of here. You can't. So in other words, you're telling me that your opinion is the only opinion that matters. That's what you're telling me. Man, fuck out of here with that shit. I said, fuck Donald Trump, fuck the horse he rode in on, and fuck the glue truck chasing that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Fuck him. And she was like, you shouldn't say that. That's the president. You can't do anything about it. I can curse his ass out, curse his name all day long. Why is it hurting you?
You was dating this lady?
Nah, I was sitting. We were talking.
Oh.
If I dated her, she would hate my guts forever. Cause
yeah.
She'll be hurting people's feelings. I'm like, cause I'm gonna tell it like it is. That motherfucker's a scam artist. I said I told her, I said, you're from Texas first and foremost, right? You've traveled to New York, you've traveled to these different places, but you've never lived anywhere else. See, I tell people there's a difference between traveling somewhere and actually living in that place that you travel to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people, yeah, I've been to Europe. Brag about. I've been to Europe. I've been on cruise. Okay, yeah. You saw all the good stuff about it. Those that live there see good and bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Those that live there, they may go to a restaurant you know nothing about. Oh yeah, the food's shitty. Versus you get to that restaurant, oh man, it's got a 5-star review and now. I told her, I said, you never lived anywhere else. I've lived in New York, I've lived in North Carolina, I've lived in Maryland, and I live here in Georgia now. So there ain't shit she can tell me about and plus I got family all up and down the East Coast. So I travel very well on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? So there ain't shit she can tell me about anything. She just stuck in her little bubble in Texas. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Texas.
Oh wow.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
I can't tell.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. You gotta show me. Cause all I saw in Texas was steers and queers, and they only got the steers in the pen. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't.
Steers for the Cowboys.
Right, exactly that part. Like the fuck out of here. I was like, you need to live elsewhere to see a different side of things instead of being wrapped up in this bubble.
Oh, I got a question.
You gotta make a disclaimer.
Um, well, keep talk. I know, right? I ain't gonna do one today. I do one. I'm gonna put it up next time. So because
The
you mentioned
views of the
traveling,
views of Quentin Moore, especially Quentin Moore, are I forgot.
his and his only.
Yeah, or his only.
So
Exactly.
okay, because you mentioned traveling, so this is for all of y'all. What place? What place would you like to go to, and why that you've never been to before?
Oh, that's easy for me. Amsterdam.
Why?
One, the women. I admit I'm a hoe. I'm a hoe. I admit that.
I'm starting to see that. I'm really starting to see that.
I'm a hoe.
Okay, I ain't mad at
I
you.
love women. I love my women. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
the architecture, yeah, I'm digging that, and I'm digging their way of life because they don't really have they have cars, but they're not really car centric. They're bicycle centric, right? And everything's walkable, and plus the what's the primary thing people go to Amsterdam for?
That weed in them little wooden shoes.
There you go. There you go. The weed in the red light district, because you can order weed from the coffee shop,
That
right?
one.
They have them in the coffee shops. You know what I'm saying? Hell, half the time them dudes they go over there, man. They have this thing called the cannabis cup over there. Cause Cypress Hill it goes over there every year, and they talk about it. And shout out to Be Real, you know what I'm saying? I hope if he's tuning in, somehow magically tuning in, or Cypress Hill's tuning in, shout out to Cypress Hill. Love your music, love it, love all your shit, yo. Keep pounding. Um, but Amsterdam is one. Italy for the food, Africa for the heritage. Um, particularly in particular when I did my family tree, I want to go to Cameroon. Go over to the western half of Africa. You know what I'm saying, on the top side, not near the equator, but go to Cameroon. Just see what it's really like. That way, I have that experience because everybody else go to the commercial spots like Egypt and Ethiopia and all that. And everybody's. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. That's the beaten path. I'd rather do the path that nobody's taken. That was like, just give me Cameroon.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And then South America, and number 4 is South America, like Brazil, definitely. Of course, women.
Yeah.
Colombia, women. the whole continent of South America winning.
I want to go to Antarctica. No bull crap. If I that is one place that I would really love to go because it's a place that's rarely explored and forbidden to explore unless you can afford to take one of the excursions. But I'm weird, so I want to know what they hiding. That's the only reason why I want to go. Why y'all hiding things from up there? You feel me? What happened? And then I like the conspiracy theories around it, but on a more realistic, thing. Because that for if I ever hit the lottery, understand this. It's gonna be like Fleet Week at the house, and I'm going y'all. I'm gonna make sure that the news crew show y'all. I'm going to Antarctica. I'll be cold. I'm gonna have on the igloo suit, but. There's a place in Africa. I always gotta look it up when I talk about it. And I don't feel like doing that right now. But the hotel was built on an ancient elephant path, and the elephants still take that path. That is totally on my bucket list. You feel me? I know I talk a bunch of crap about Africa, 'cause they be talking crap about us sometimes. But I realize that South Africa they be talking crap about us. West Africa don't be talking crap about us. So, we share the same ancestors.
Yeah,
So I guess we cool. You feel me? I guess. I don't know. But when I go there, it's in West Africa that I'm trying to go to. And I want to see the elephants because I love elephants and they're supposed to bring, good luck and fortune into your life.
right.
So yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm not getting on no plane to fly nowhere.
I knew it was coming. That's why I asked.
You
I'm
read a
not getting
Bible?
on no ship
Oh my God,
to
I know.
go nowhere all out in that damn water. So now, wherever I'm gonna go, it's gonna have to be somewhere I can drive to.
Oh,
Where you go, Paul?
Because I'm gonna tell you what,
Chocolate.
I feel you, Paul.
it's gonna be somewhere peaceful. I don't know where at because there's not too many peaceful places right now that you can drive to. But I will find one somewhere off the beaten path.
mm-hmm.
Just find a place where there's quiet and tranquility where I probably could just fish in the lake and just stay in a cabin and not be bothered. Smoke my weed, stay in the cabin, fish, and just chill and just unwind and just that'd be my ideal place to go to. But any flying, I would love to go to Africa, but that entails flying. Like I said,
Me
the last
too.
time I was a kid, and that was in '71 and '72.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. No more planes. Planes have gotten real bad since then. They only make the plane I flew on there in the Pan Am. They only make them no damn more. But yeah, we're probably with the Smithsonian.
Yeah, and they talking about now. They talking about the planes now. They're saying that the planes now is they're gonna have a plane that is totally translucent, right?
Damn. Huh?
They talking about having building a plane that's totally translucent, right? Where where it's you can see everything. Because right now, when you get in the plane, you see what the little window seat. They talk about you can see the whole 360, up and down. I'm like, nah, I don't need to see all
Mm-mm.
that.
Translucent, like
Plane, see through the plane.
Just checking in.
a
But she
trans
said,
a plane.
Yeah,
what?
I read that. They were
You
talking about
gotta
doing
be
that.
fucking shitting me.
I was like, damn, what kind of Wonder Woman shit is this?
We
Cause that's
supposed
what.
to have a bullet train come from from
Yeah.
DC to here, but they said fuck that. They don't listen. They don't hear what that. They don't what that. We can get there faster. That means we can break. We can come there and cause more havoc and shit with the president getting on everybody motherfucking there. DC already got their own shit.
Hmm.
They make it sound like DC more better and more reserved than Baltimore, but they ghetto as shit up there
Yeah, I
too.
know.
They
They go,
sick as shit up there. Look at the president. He right. That's the hood. You talk about the hood.
he's the
We ain't
hood.
the only ones living the hood. The White
Yeah,
House is the
DC.
hood.
Yeah, DC is the hood. I'm still. Hell, it's been a minute since I've been up there. They still got Adams Morgan there.
Mm-hmm.
They still got
Hey,
it there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where all the Ethiopians and you know what I'm saying. Saturday nights it'll be like Ethiopians, all the Africans. They all get together, have they bar and music and blah 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 blah.
DC pretty though. It's hella historic. It's
I
Yeah.
go to
pretty as shit.
Northwest. I don't know about nothing about North, East, South. I go to Northwest
Hmm.
DC.
Can I say something while we talking about how places look? Uh, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm so disappointed in y'all. Y'all need to get y'all streets together. And why was when I went there, when I used to come there to visit on field trips, it was pretty and historical. Y'all need to get it together. And this is from a Baltimorean. You feel it? It is not pretty there. It was not. I just
Oh,
wanted to say that.
Shit, everything blowing up in Pennsylvania. If it ain't the damn houses, there's damn plant somewhere. Just like the plant blew up the other day.
No, I
Y'all
get that.
wouldn't, y'all
That's
wouldn't want to stay up there.
that's. Listen, we can't talk because we keep having underground fires and potholes and sinkages and all that shit.
Damn,
Baltimore City. Let's talk about y'all. Y'all need to get it together. What's the
damn.
government doing? Where is where is the funding going to the infrastructures? First of all, it's too much shit going on in the world for y'all not to have the foundation together and the piping and the watering, the water system. The fucking it's fires coming out
girl.
the ground. It looked like
That's
hell.
where the money going. Because BGE takes in the whole damn state. That's where the money going. Why people getting that $1,000? Why is your bill $1,000 a month? BG?
Yes, who is making these regulations? That's what I want to know. Who the fuck? And what is your discount for working for the company? Because
I need it.
who is able to make these rules when it comes to yeah? Have you ever looked at your bill? Why y'all charge so much to deliver the shit to us?
Right.
And
Why do it cost so much to
yeah.
deliver
Right.
the service to the same location that you've been sending it to forever?
And
Why
then it's
y'all-
natural something. If it's natural, what I'm paying for?
For them fires burning underneath y'all's ass. That's why. Somebody got to keep them fires burning.
Hell, hell.
No, it's like I swear, it's so ridiculous. Like, it's no way. Like, not even like 4 months ago, your bill could have been, let's say, $100, right? So in 4 months, now your bill is 800. Why? No way somebody in an apartment, a 1 bedroom or a studio apartment, should have a $400 or $500 bill.
Mm-mm.
But they do.
I blame the apartment complex too because you need to stay up the code with your shit too. You landlords, y'all be some bullshit, ripping these people off, costing all this money to live in these places when you know you ain't doing no upgrades or shit. And
Mm-mm.
the rent going up every year. Y'all ain't changing shit.
What's that? The
Maintenance
floor.
man, huh?
They put that floor in that look like the little cute, the little what are they? What's the word I'm looking for? They make it look like the hardwood, the colorful hardwood floor, but it
Yeah.
ain't hardwood
Yeah, I know
floor.
what you're talking about.
They put that in and they put some flat paint on the walls and they be like, bam, 2,800.
Mm-hmm.
Foot talking about fully remodeled. No, it's not. It's more than that.
You know what's worse than apartment complex? You trifling ass private landlords out there getting over on people, ripping people off. I be hearing these stories about y'all. Y'all need to get it together. I'm glad they put that no more double security deposit, whatever thing
Yeah.
in effect too. Because y'all
Oh,
looking some
So about
bullshit.
three
and
times the rent.
not only because not so they making it clear on a new tenant rights thing because a lot of people did not know that your security deposit gain interest. They got to give you that back
Mm-hmm.
with the interest. You know how they before they would just give you your security deposit. No, it's supposed to be with the freaking interest. So y'all better start texting up y'all stuff when y'all leave and y'all clean up the place, take the pictures, and be like, I want my security deposit plus the interest.
And you HOAs, y'all are the fucking worst.
Hoes.
I missed
That was a good
Okay, HOAs.
Hoes.
Yes, hoas. Harassing the fucking tenants.
that.
Not letting them people live in peace. Y'all the biggest fucking annoying people in the world. Just want to say that. And you don't do your jobs very well sometimes. I don't know why I decided to rant on that, but I just wanted to give it. I just wanted to give all the people, who be living in shitty situations, the people who be putting them in them situations, and y'all still paying y'all bills on time. If you don't pay your bills on time, that take up was not for you. Pay your fucking bills on time so that we can argue some shit. And then when they don't do their job, y'all take y'all shit to rent court because
Right.
that shit really do work for real.
Put that shit in abatement.
Mhm.
They won't get no money. You get your money back. Put it in that shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But before we end, I'm gonna say this is a coming soon. I already told you that I was gonna tell y'all. So for those of you who listening, watching Facebook, YouTube, whatever, on the replay, that's cool. Next month, sometime, Jude and I are gonna do a create and chat. She gonna paint do what she doing. She probably making some waist beads right today.
No,
But she
I'm
doing
making a necklace.
oh shit, I'm sorry, a necklace. Like I'm on like waist beads.
I'm gonna say
So she gonna
waist
make
beads.
something. She gonna make something. We gonna pick a day. We gonna do this. I'm gonna try to get back into my creative bed. I hadn't really painted in a while, but I'm gonna paint something. She gonna do her thing. We gonna geek, and we gonna have a fun time. Um, New things coming for the show. We're expanding, so you guys will be getting more content starting next month.
Yeah.
Different things. It won't be as extravagant or as deep or as political as what we do on Wednesday. So something a little different. I'm gonna figure out what me and Q gonna do because I don't know. It might be, I don't know because
No, I'm not doing no porn thing. Cause
I ain't saying you gonna do that. I did not say that.
hey, this is a Christian
That's the
show.
only fans conversation. We're not doing that.
This is
Look,
a Christian show. Okay.
you a lie because they nasty. Hold
I
on.
cannot. I
No,
cannot with you,
no, I don't
Ernest.
know what it is. So what I'm thinking for because I know you like Ennis, but you and Paul. So we were able to do something about our teams, breaking stories or something, maybe like a
Yeah,
15
yeah, yeah,
20
yeah.
minute impromptu, like little funny segments, whatever. That I don't know what I'm gonna review, but I'm gonna review something that'll be coming soon. Um,
So if you got something that you would like her to review,
Let me know, and
yeah. Wait, can I say this way before you finish? And if you're a dispensary and you got something that you would like, us to review, please feel free. We would love, to review your product. If
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Coco, there you go. Go ahead.
or if you got like a tequila or something, I drink tequila. I like
See,
wine.
you feel me?
I like wine. It
The
is what
we
it
talk about you moonshiners. Don't be at home in the basement making some
Now
shit
hold
and
up,
try to give it
hold
to
up,
us.
hold up.
Oh,
Now we got some folks down here still in the woods now to make some moonshine for y'all there.
well, we are talking
But if
about
they
you
want us to
moonshine.
review it, we can. We
We
can. Matter of fact, we can do that. We can do that
I
too.
don't know how you gonna get that in the mail though. I don't know how the hell you get that.
don't worry. We just gonna take a road trip. We just gonna take.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Blog it.
That'll work. Come on down here.
Yeah, but we got some new stuff coming. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Um, I'm happy with you guys. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for wanting to go on this journey with me. I'm not gonna laugh.
I'm sorry.
So, with that being said, I'm just excited for what's to come. So now it's just the execution and hoping. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys share it. I hope you like it. Send me ideas. I'm always open. Give me feedback. What you want to see more of. What you don't want to fucking see. Let me know. Y'all got anything to say? Constructive.
All I was gonna say is, I'm sorry for laughing because I was thinking when I was like going down there and picking up why life popped in my head because that's what Eddie Murphy in my with the go.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
I'm from New York City. Ain't nobody gonna take my cornbread. The last time I do try to take my cornbread, I served him up something proper.
Oh my god!
What's
No,
coming?
Coco, I'm proud of you. I can't wait to see what you got going forward, girl.
I'm excited.
Yes.
I can't wait. I'm excited. But of course, we still will be doing this. This is still the central baby that's going to kick it all out.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm excited. Thank y'all for agreeing to go on this new journey with me. I'm excited for it. I'm ready. I think it's overdue. But yeah, I'm super excited. And interview next week. Paul, thank you for that intro. Knowledge Green from Young with the Young Struggle Organization nonprofit. We're interviewing him next week. I'm excited for that. I'm gonna just say coming soon. I ain't even gonna tell y'all. Y'all gonna see it when I start posting this. So follow me, follow me, follow me. If you're on YouTube, subscribe so you can see us next week. And if you're here, follow the Casual Convo Facebook page, all that good stuff, so you can stay updated and all that other good stuff. Um, what else we got? What y'all got coming up?
As far as what?
What do you got coming up, Q? What do you got? Because I feel like this surprises.
I mean. As far as I mean, I lead somewhat of a boring life now. You know what I'm saying? Work, come home. That's it. I don't really go out like that no more. Since I'm in the rebuild mode. Yeah, I got chicks that want to date me. I'm like, no.
Who want to date you?
I got a couple of chicks that want to date me. I'm like, they were like, let's go out and hang out at at a tavern. I'm like, tavern? Fuck is Archie? All in the family? I don't know.
Can I help you decide? Can I help you decide on the best one?
Huh?
What they
Yeah, I'm like, shit, I could drink at my house. I don't need to go to the fucking bar. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to go to the bar. I'm not a bar dude. I ain't got porn. Hey, Alfred, I ain't got porn coming up, bro.
She might just want to sit. She might just want to get out the house.
I was getting ready to say when she said she might just want to sit and porn. Don't.
Nah.
Just Pornhub and chill.
I told somebody asked me that. This chick asked me that. I said, baby, I'm into the performance arts. She was like, what do you mean?
You want her to perform for you?
That's right. That's right. Pound Town, baby, Pound Town.
So listen, so she need to work up before that. Basically, she want to go out have a little fun before she do all that.
Because I'm a director to that site, cheekbeater.com.
This motherfucker.
That's CHEEK beater.
Cheekbeater.com.
Yeah, cheekbeater.
Let me look this up. What are you on there?
Nah, seriously though. All I'm doing right now is working, recentering myself.
Okay.
That's why I'm really not trying to go out and date and all that, because I have to I got to refine myself, because I wouldn't say refine, recenter myself, because that being out of work 9 months, trying to scramble to get money, that shit gave me PTSD. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because that shit was stressful. And taking interviews and not you were like the bridesmaid of the interview, not the bride.
Yeah.
Type of deal. And getting that rejection letter.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, damn. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? It's like, it's not you, it's them. And I was like, yeah, it's them.
They was saying you, but that's not you, it's them.
It's them.
It was definitely your way. It's like,
if it were me, they wouldn't have granted me the interview in the first fucking place. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong? I was playing, mind games with myself, trying to figure out it's like, damn, where did I go wrong? And it was one. This lady told me. I used to work with this lady. She's like the IT manager over there. Mm-hmm. She saw me on LinkedIn. She's like, "Q, you looking for a gig?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yo, send your resume over to me. I'll get it approved." Okay, I sent it over. She's like, "When you fill out the application online," I'm like, "Well," in my mind, I'm like, "Why the fuck did I send out a resume when I got to fill out the application anyway?" I'm like, well, that don't make any sense. You have my resume, right? But we just need to get it registered in the system. I was like, all right, cool, sign it. So she tells me to put, as far as the rate of pay, put 85,000 on there, 85K. I was like, okay, because I know your work, I know your body of work. I was like, okay, I did that. So I did the 3 interviews, one with her, one with the HR people. They loved me, and the third one was with the IT director, with her. He loved me, but not at 85K. All he had to do was say, "We'll hire you, but we're not going to hire you at 85K. We'll hire you at 75." I'd have been fine with that. because it's only me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to support UNICEF, Sally Struthers, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to send. I'm not trying.
Little Johnny in the road that needs some water.
Right. Hey, you know the kids.
You're in Atlanta, right?
The little kids got the flies in the eyeball and all that shit. I ain't trying to support them. I'm trying to support me. It's just me and my dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah. And you know, what the fuck is about 20 cents a day gonna do?
Right.
How in the hell is y'all sitting there filming this shit with kids and flies on them? What the hell is y'all doing? Filming?
Right. They over there filming when they could be helping.
Yeah, shit.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, Tajiri.
That's some real shit.
Yeah,
Y'all
they
over
were
there
filming
filming.
when they could be helping. And that always bothered me, right? And I was like, why the fuck are they over there filming these kids? They eat fucking wallpaper glue. They got the little black kid eating wallpaper.
With a big tear down the cheek and shit, man. Come on.
Yeah, it got a big ass spoon and the shit dripping off the side of his. I'm like, the fuck is this, man?
I ain't seen none of them commercials in a minute though. They still playing them?
Yeah, they still do it late at night. But I'm like, you know, you could be a sponsor for little Billy. Little Billy, you know, he got one leg shorter than the other, and you know, for $1 a day, you can help little Billy achieve the goals that he wants to achieve. Yeah, that nigga needed. Yeah.
Young people.
Yeah, that, you know, you can write to little Billy, he'll write you back. I'm like, this nigga don't know me. Fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. I'm gonna get a post. I'm gonna get little Billy's report card. They gonna send me his report card. Hey, little Billy's doing good in school. I don't even know who this little nigga is. Get the fuck out of here. And then they're like, hey, okay, am I gonna be allowed to go to his graduation since I'm paying $1 a day for this motherfucker?
Oh boy. Oh.
Am I gonna be allowed to go to his graduation? How about me watching him jump the broom?
How did we even get here, though?
I did that.
Oh my god, you got me crazy.
I'm serious though. Think about it.
Okay.
Said, you know, Sally Struthers, she was the queen of that shit, right? Boy, when all of the family came out, everybody was loving Sally Struthers. Then she got fat. Then she started doing them commercials. Boy, she looked like Porky.
Did she die?
Nah, she's still living.
For real? Oh.
Yeah, she's still living. She's like in her 70s now.
That's it?
Yeah.
She was in her 70s back then. Why did she do that?
Nah, hell nah. She was in her like
20s. All in the family, she was 20s.
Yeah. Except Archie Bunker. Archie Bunker was in his 50s when he did all. And Gene Stapleton, they were in their 50s and 60s when they did that show. Rob Reiner was in his like late 20s, early 30s.
Paul, what you got coming up before we run out of time? Because you always doing something.
I'm about to have my damn insides coming up from quitting. Little Billy over there with UNICEF.
Right. Yeah. Got the flies in it, you know, on his eyeball, you know, skating on his eyeball. I'm like, nigga, little nigga need to clear his eyes out, don't you think?
Everybody off guard, like, for real.
So we got our senior dance coming up Saturday for seniors. Okay. Dancing through the decades, which is free to them. We're gonna provide them food and music and everything, the space for them to come and dance and enjoy themselves.
You going 2-step? You going 2-step?
No, I'm just gonna be a part of the hosting. I'm not doing no dancing, none of that stuff. That's for them.
You gotta cut a rug. You gotta do one little two
Yeah,
step.
yeah.
Little razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
And put it on film. Put it on film.
Right. Okay.
Put it on
All
film.
that,
We need to see this.
all that. On the 23rd, we're gonna have our teens back to school bash
Okay.
for all the teens in the city and the county to come. Bring your parents. Parents, come with your kids. Cause we're not gonna be doing no babysitting. We're not gonna be trying to have no disrespectful little kids. We want to do this for the kids to come out and enjoy themselves before they go back to school. That's on the 23rd. And then on the 30th, we're gonna have an event for the kids to come and get backpacks and shoes. That's gonna be at the field, the MLK field, on the 30th. And we're gonna have vendors, music, and games, and all that kind of stuff on. Then in September, we come back around to our senior spoil day on the 8th of September. We'll get their nails and their hair, the nails done, the haircut, whatever they want to have done to the hair. And then on the 12th, we got the senior bingo starting back up. So we're going to be pretty busy. And by saying we, I mean Young Struggle and Black Men's Monday.
Okay.
Two nonprofits I'm with.
Dude.
Only thing I got going on is
You make me so sick. I swear.
nah, for real. I've been trying to get. I'm echoing. I've been trying to get my house in order, so I can get back to being a little creative. As y'all can see, I just had to restrain. I was making bracelets tonight because I had to restrain a couple of my girlfriend bracelets. But in the midst of doing that, I'm working on making a necklace. I don't know why I was bored, because that is what I'm trying to start doing. Getting back, not bored on this, but like bored while I was doing that. So I was,
You trying to get back to who you are. That's
so
that's the same thing. It's the same thing what I do with my poetry. I'm getting back to who I am.
Yeah, so I got some ideas. I am I'm echoing. I'm echoing bad. I don't know. Am I still echoing? There we go. I had to like restart the mic or something. I don't know what was going on. I'm going in addition to what Coco was saying, I'm going to start doing little segments of going line, painting booties with Judy, because I like to paint naked bodies. And we going to do it as much as these streams allow us to do. We're going to try and get a little. So if
I don't do naked bodies. I ain't that good. I do. Yeah, I give you a little abstract, little color here, color there. That's what I got.
I just
hey, Drew, make sure. I want to see nakedness.
Listen, hold on. Listen,
I'm her inspiration.
Just quick disclaimer.
But you be painting me all the time. I be like, oh, they look like me.
Just quick disclaimer. Yes, I like painting naked bodies. When I ask for models, just the model and the model only send me what I'm asking for, but this will be fun. I'm looking forward to this. I want to see how it's going to go. Yeah, it's going to be fun. The fun part going to be to me is I don't know how to paint men for real, because that's not what I desire, but we going to try, ladies. I feel like these men gonna have ball. I like.
Well, shit, I need to make a trip to Baltimore.
I like paint.
I'll post.
Not painting the body.
You know what we can do? I just had an idea. Cause Jude she hosts like paint and sips, right? We can host an online paint thing. So I'll even order y'all some canvases, y'all too. We gonna do a stream, right? And Jude gonna walk us through.
Y'all want to paint a booty? Y'all want to paint a booty?
I'll paint some ass. Yes, I will.
Did I hear somebody say they're going to pound some ass?
Yeah, we're going to paint some ass for you. Down for it?
I thought somebody said something about pounding something. Okay.
Definitely going to be some ass in the pound.
Okay.
I don't know. If I paid it, it's gonna be with that white stuff.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, that's
Straight to
that's
that.
not like fun.
On that note,
I do.
thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in next week. We have an interview with Knowledge Green of Young Struggle Organization. And
Founder.
we going the founder.
Yeah, he's the founder. You said all that stuff, but yeah, he's the founder. I should have told y'all more about it while I was talking, but yeah, he's the founder of it.
That's okay. He gonna tell us all about it next week. He got the whole 2 hours is his. All his.
Yes.
The whole 2 hours is all his. So I'm excited for the interview. I love interviewing people that do a lot of work in the communities, and I like to give back. And I think he also has like an amazing story. So that would be great. Again, stay tuned for what's coming soon. You'll be seeing more of us in different forms, and you really get to explore our personalities, and we plan on having fun with it. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Q. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Jude. Thank you, J Bear. Thank you, Knowledge. Hey there, just right for me. Thank you for that. Shout out to you too. Thank you, Fallon, Lamont.
That's right.
If I missed anybody, I'm sorry.
They do.
Thank y'all
Just-
for watching. And we
Just
Amen. The
right
Baltimore Ravens.
Just
anyway,
right for you.
anyway,
Just right for you. Was he 1600?
You know what, Paul?
oh my God.
Paul, I'm still laughing about who is Carucci. I'm still laughing about that shit from last week. I was dying.
I'll tell you, boy, I'm way behind on some shit.
He's like, who is Carucci? Carucci with the big coochie.
On that note, good night, yo. We're gonna see y'all. Oh my God.